Right, we're going to look at chipping an 08. This is the Bachmann Class 08 diesel shunter, BR Blue. Its running number is 08021. The Bachmann number for this is 32115A. And you can see there the price that I paid for it at Keighley and Worth Valley Railway Station in Haworth. Now it takes an 8-pin DCC chip. The reason I'm doing the video, I'm not going to do a review, is because it's not clear from the diagram which comes with it, which shows an exploded diagram, exactly how you take it apart to add a chip. I've not actually taken the body off, but I think I've worked out what you do. So I could find myself in difficulties if this doesn't work. I've already run it in using DC on the rolling road over there. So it's had not half an hour each way, about a bit over 15 minutes each way, because it'll be running once it's DC'd. So underneath we see all these screws. First of all, what I would say, as far as I've worked out, is you don't need to take those two screws out because they hold the wheel set in, and we're not changing the wheel set, so we'll leave those alone. You might see two screws down there on the bubble wrap. Those have come out from here, and I'm also not sure that you actually need to take those screws out. I'm not quite sure how well it's coming up on this video, but it's from there and there that I've taken those two screws. I'll just zoom in a little. Okay, if it picks up the focus, might be able to see something. There is a screw there, which is holding on some gas tanks at that end. My hand's probably blocking it, but that one has to come out, and we can take off. Oh, I've already, to find that screw, right, this is the tricky bit. To do anything, we have to take off both couplings from either end. So a flat-bladed screwdriver seems to do the trick. You can slide it under far enough that you're pressing up to ease the coupling out. That's the coupling off that end. And similarly at this end, do the same thing, a flat-bladed screwdriver, get it. It doesn't go underneath at this end quite as easily, but if you can get it underneath, you can prise that coupling out without causing too much damage. And that exposes a screw here and a screw there. So the couplings have to come off first to expose those screws. Next job, yes, you won't be able to see it, my hand's in the way, but that screw is now loose. For this part, which seems to be kind of stuck in there somehow, it's free. Those tanks come off, and as the tanks come away, that's those tanks there, you see a screw there, and we see a screw there. So take that screw out. Now that this one, fortunately, is the same length and size as these two here, so I'm not going to fall into trouble with that. And then I need an even smaller screwdriver out of the jeweler's screwdriver set to take out this screw from this end, which is underneath the coupling at this end. Right, I'm going to have to tip it up to try and get the screw out. It hasn't fallen out, so I need to remember there's a screw in there that's not fallen out. It's not being magnetized enough to take it out. Is it? No, it's just staying in there. So basically taking the couplings off, removing that tank from that end, then removing the screw that was under the tanks and the screw that's under that coupling. I'm not sure we needed those off. I hope we can now separate the body. The only other thing to do is there's a, well, I think it's the only other thing, but the join line is above this running plate here. Part of it's blue, so we're separating it along there. So we're going to look around and see if there are any bits of handrail or pipework that cross that line between the upper blue body and the lower part of the engine, the chassis and the running plate. The only thing I can see is this, that's lifted out of the way gently, and then I'm hoping to be able to prise the body off. Right, so when you know what you're doing, that's all there is to it. Well, there was one screw at that end holding it on, and believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, that's the one screw under that coupling at the back. What was that going into? That screw does not need to be taken out. Right, that's interesting. So, as far as I can tell, to release the body, you need a jeweler's screwdriver of the smaller sort. The only screw you need to undo is that one at the back, because there's only one screw fixing the body on. That's that one there, and it is the screw that's hidden underneath the rear coupling. This rear coupling here, it's a screw hidden under there, so a single screw allows you to remove the loco body. I'm going to pause that now while I look at fitting the 8-pin chip.